In this video, we're going to talk about having dedicated pages for your journal and creating almost an encyclopedia of education and ideas for yourself within your own journal. Now, it's not a complete commonplace book. It almost is, because I still have a diary aspect to my journal. But what I'll do is I'll number each of my pages. I'll have an index that tells me where everything is, but I'll leave certain places blank that I continually come back to. For example, page 64 is books to read. And these are some books recently that I wrote down that I want to check out at some point soon. Down here are some quotes on the next page, and anytime I hear a good quote, I'll write something down and I can come back to this page. Here are a few that I wrote down so far. One day in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful, by Freud. Completely true, and I think that is a lovely, amazing, incredible quote. The answer is always hard work, always. Whoever's delight in solitude is either a wild beast or a god, Aristotle. So I have a page that is just dedicated to quotes that I can continually come back to, and leaving pages like this where it's blank and you don't just continue writing on it. It has one theme, and you can always come back to the theme and fill out that page, I think is a beautiful way to have a dense book that you can come to for knowledge whenever suits you. I also will find certain personalities that I really like and get advice from them, or certain books. At the moment, I'm reading Naval's book, and I think for business and just general life philosophy frameworks of making sure you get what you want out of life, I think Naval is one of the best people to listen to. And I have a page that's just dedicated to the teachings from him that I found to be useful. And I'm almost done with this page, and I'll continually come back, and as I'm listening to his audiobook, as I'm hearing anything from him on YouTube, seeing any of his tweets, I'll write down some of his ideas that I find to be interesting. So having dedicated pages you can continually come back to, I think, is a really great thing. Here's another thing that I have here, which is I'm trying to post for 100 days straight on YouTube. Each day I do it, I'll X out. And this is a page I can come back to, a themed page. I'll have a page that's just dedicated to YouTube advice, a page that's dedicated just to activities that I'm trying to track at the moment. So having dedicated pages, for example, this right here is, I'll write each day of the week, I'll write a different highlight of something that happened that day. And then I can look at my whole month at once and see all the good things that I did. This is research, to research later. Ideas that I find interesting, that would be to research later. One of them was a topic called reading in slow motion, might have been a book. A different thing was called deep writing. I wanted to look a little more into bullet journaling so I can be as educated on different journaling aspects as possible. Game theory was a different thing I wanted to look up later. So I have a page later that's just dedicated to research later topics. Research later, days of the week. So I have many different pages that are completely themed that I can come back to later and explore. And this has become a book full of research, ideas, essays, teachings from people that I look up to. I have my table of contents, and then I can continue to go, okay, that idea belongs on this page, and return to that page whenever I want. And this has become an encyclopedia of inspiration, ideas, research, and I think it's a really powerful way to go about holding a journal. And I still have diary, emotional aspects to it as well. So having themed pages, I think, is a really powerful way to go about getting the most out of your journals.